It's time now for a segment so hot my grandmother uses it to power her grow lamps. It's upset alert.
She's moved into the...
She grows her own now.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, Grandma's legal. She's like, you never know.
It's crazy. I thought she was dead this whole time.
No, she just faded. Scoring updates. Wow.
Get Parkins off there.
I deserve that. I'm wearing that. He came in, gave me an L, left.
Good job,
I'm
Danny.
far behind.
I am right on your heels.
He's right there, Coach. You guys have been stuck at 41.5 for a while.
We have.
Coach, the board is yours.
Yeah, so I put them on the Bud list yesterday. Put the Bake Show on the Bud list. Now I'm putting the whole team on upset alert because they're facing the Carolina Reapers.
Wow.
And when the Carolina Reapers, Carolina Reapers get you, coaches get fired, head coaches get fired.
That's true.
Starting quarterbacks get sent other places, and teams end their playoff runs. And this is going to be another one of those situations. So let's take a look at what Baker did the last time against the Carolina Panthers when Chuba Hubbard fumbled in overtime, or Carolina would have won. Okay, the key number is that passer rating, 69.6, worst of any game this season. 2 of his 3 worst passer ratings in his career as a Tampa Bay Buc have been against the Carolina Panthers. So that's one component. But let's look at Bryce. How has Bryce done? We see significant progress. And you're saying those numbers, they don't look great, but look at the points per game. At 22.7, that right now would put them about 13th in the league, about 2 points off from being top 10 in scoring in the league. So that's what they've done since he came back and kind of got rolling. So that's where Bryce is. Now let's look at Tampa's defense.
Uh-oh.
Okay, here's where they are defensively.
Okay.
31st against pass yards per game, 27th, 26th, 24th. Nickel like this, the Carolina Panthers, 6-0 against the spread.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
In their last 6 games, 6-0 against the spread when they've been underdogs.
Yeah.
6-0 against the spread. And then the other thing is, they've improved defensively. They're third in sacks right now in this last sort of block of games, and they've improved significantly against the pass. So
It's be an 11-pointer.
I like that.
Coach, this would maybe lock it up for the season.
Well,
an 11-pointer.
and they
11?
and
Well, it's
they
8.
they have
Yeah.
they have given us 2 wins this season. I'm hoping they can give us just one more,
You've just been.
and then we can bury you 2 guys.
That's a solid
Wild, you're going to like this one. Maybe you won't. You might not. You might be jealous. I'm going big game honey. When I saw Coach trying to distance himself from me, I'm going big game honey. This is the week that Gerard Mayo and the Patriots take them to the hill. The Patriots will beat the Chargers.
Love it.
LA in its feelings, thanks to Drake. You remember
Love
that
it.
song?
Yeah, I remember it.
Kiki.
Yeah, you know
All
what?
that.
Charged Up you could have used too.
Yeah, that would have been a good one. Dusty, why don't you think
Except
about
because he's going for the Patriots. It wouldn't make sense to do charged up.
The Bolts, it's a Drake
some
song.
type of word play there? But look, as Nick was saying about those Carolina Reapers a few weeks ago, they're dying to get a win. They've been dying to get a
true.
win. That's the Patriots. You guys know I'm big on streaks ending. And they've lost
we've all said
5
that.
straight. They're due. They only got 3 wins. They're better than a 3-win team.
What about the drive for 5? It's dead if they don't win this
That's what I'm saying. They got to win. Look, they lost to the Rams by 6. I know it wasn't really that close,
wasn't
but
that
it was
close.
only 6. A point to Indianapolis, which is in the playoff hunt. And we saw last week 3 points to Buffalo. Look, I think they're winning this game. The Chargers, they beat Denver last week. That's a good win. Week before, they looked terrible against Tampa Bay. I think the Chargers, they still will make the playoffs if they lose, or have a chance to make the playoffs if they lose.
They get the Raiders in the final week of the year. Brew,
So
if you get this, you're at 45 points, which would put you in first place unless Coach gets his.
Oof.
Also Saturday at 1 o'clock. I don't love that. I didn't crunch the numbers,
Right.
but I just don't like
the
it.
The Chargers are actually good when they go to the East,
I
but
know.
that's still.
A lot of times the statistics don't back it up, but still don't like
Yeah.
it. Saturday,
Yeah.
I probably deserve a little bit of something.
What?
If I get this right?
A little bit of something.
No, you abandoned them.
It wet my beak.
You guys should split the points.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
A little bit
Coach-
of something.
Coach would love
Let me get
that.
my team. I need a little bit of something.
Totally
Just
split
a
the
little
points.
bit of something. Little envelope.
I agree.
Little envelope. I just
agree.
open it up.
Nada.
Open up at a bar.
nada.
Ooh,
Get a
1
taste.
point. Puxatawny Phil. Honestly, I've lost my mojo.
You don't say.
Yeah,
Ever
Glad
since
you
you had that
came
mush,
around.
Danny Parkins picked your thing.
Yeah, that's.
yeah, that was it. Wow, that killed you. Not you weren't really rolling before that, but still.
Puxatawny Phil is picking Falcons straight up over the Commanders. No, you didn't like that, or you do like it? I know you're Commanders.
Yeah, I mean, I like Michael Penix, so.
I'm a Penix guy
Really,
too.
everybody loves.
Came out week 1, felt good. I said, Josh, let's crunch the
That
numbers
was a nice ball.
on how you do in your second game. And most guys did well, but we tried to get it into one basic thing: yards. Every single rookie quarterback had threw for more yards in their second game. Once you get sort of the rookie rust off, you've been sitting on the bench, or you still got your college jersey on. So Penix threw for 202. He'll throw for more than 202, especially against this Commanders defense we just saw last week. Not that great. Maybe Penix can get into them. And remember, you weren't wrong on this pick. Bijan offensive rookie of the year. You were just
Offensive player of the year.
Offensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were just a little early on it. Bijan last 10 games, getting more touches, more yards, lots more touchdowns.
Love it.
And also, Josh laid out a scenario about the playoffs where it's probably too confusing to read the whole thing, Josh. Yeah,
For Atlanta, it's not that confusing.
if the Eagles beat the Cowboys and the Panthers beat the Bucs in the 1 p.m. games on Sunday, then the Eagles will clinch the NFC East, the Commanders will clinch a playoff berth, and the Falcons will just have to win this game to clinch the NFC South.
Yeah, it's not that confusing. You got it.
So they're going to play extra hard. Commanders.
Good job, KW.
Take the L. Time now for a special sponsored version of Nick's Picks, sponsored by DraftKings Sports.
Our great friends at DraftKings. Last week, another
pulling
winning
for
week,
you.
2-1. Steelers pick, man. I thought they had it after Lamar threw that pick. Thought he was going to drive down, get a touchdown, go to overtime, lose by 3, win by 3. Didn't matter. Didn't happen. Luckily, the rest of them, no sweat. Washington. People are like, oh, you got lucky on that one. Give me a break. Washington, 3.5-point dogs, win outright. Patriots getting 14.5.
Too much.
Up 14-0.
Yeah.
That's 29-18-1 on the year. More on that in a moment. First pick. The Broncos catching 3.5 against Cincinnati. Denver's lost once all year by more than one score. Cincinnati has beaten teams who right now are drafting 1st, 4th, 5th, 5th again, 6th, 8th, and their best win is against the Cowboys. They have 0-7 against teams with a winning record. They're laying 3.5 points against the Denver team, and I do think Cincinnati saw the Chiefs clinch on Wednesday and was like, gosh darn it, because they need Denver. They need to beat Denver, and then they need Denver to lose next week against Carson Wentz and the Chiefs' backups. I think it took a little wind out of their sails. Either way, even if Cincy wins, it's not a blowout. I'm getting right now the better team, certainly the better coach, far and away the better defense, far and away the better offensive line, and I'm getting 3.5 points. Give me the Broncos. Next, Bills laying 9.5. Josh is, I think, going, he can say he doesn't care about the MVP. Everybody kind of cares about the MVP, especially after your team gave you MVP chain that would kind of be embarrassing to wear around if you don't win MVP. Also, the Jets injury report as of yesterday, scary one as far as Sauce Gardner. Rodgers listed on it, but of course he's going to play. Morgan Moses, a lot of guys who that they need this week have not yet practiced as of yesterday. And the Bills recognize they win this week, they can give themselves the Week 18 bye. They don't want to be in a position where they have to play in Week 18. They thought all year they might be able to get the actual bye. That's gone. But the Week 18 bye is what the Chiefs gave themselves last year once they were locked into their positioning. It helped them a lot. I think the Bills put the Jets away early. I think Aaron Rodgers then says, hey, kiddo, you're going to cut me, as he dares the Jets to get rid of him. Bills by double digits. And last but of course not least, going head-to-head with Danny Parkins. He's got Green Bay. I've got Minnesota -1. Minnesota is at home. I think they are the better team slightly. I think this line has been disrespectful all week. It was the Packers favored by a point and a half most of the week. It has since moved to Vikings -1. But most importantly, again, this is Danny and I diametrically opposed. So a quick update on this, where we are in the, well, there's the picks for this week. So this week, America, stay here for a second. If you're a fan of this show, you are rooting for Denver +3.5, the Bills -9.5, Minnesota -1, and then you are also rooting for Cleveland +6.5 and Washington -4.5, because those would go against bargains.
Love it.
And so, where are we? With 2 weeks left in the year, Dust, can we show it? So I'm at 61.7%. Danny, 64.7. So if I go 2-1 and he goes 1-2, I'm at 62%. He's at 63%. With one game back. However, what about this? What if I go 3-0 and he goes 1-2? I would overtake the lead. So that's what we need. We don't need Danny to go 0-3. Give
All
Danny
you do
one.
is make an extra pick and get the lead right now.
Can I
Do
tell
we
you something?
give Danny more
I
credit
have
because he's a rookie?
I have absolutely not. I have too much respect. Listen, we are all following in Godfather Colin Cowherd's footsteps of the Blazing Five. You know what the Blazing Five never has? 6 picks.
Good.
You know what Nick's Picks never has? We don't do Thursday games. We don't do Monday. We do 3 games every Friday. And I'm going to win the honorable way. That's how it's going to happen. And Parkins, when it happens and I overtake him, you know he had people carrying him out on this throne that he stole from me? We're going to bring him out here, and he's the most worst thing we could ever do to him. He's going to have to sit silently while we make picks. Not going to be able to chime in. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.